Hello, my name is Jennifer, and welcome to my December 12, 2019 Sims 4 PC Mac game update overview about many bug fixes, some new toddler and children hair, as well as some new issues since the update. I have a summary here on the screen of the order I'm going to be going over everything, which initially I'm going to talk about some of the new items, then the bug fixes, known impact on mods, new issues since the update, and the SimGuruLegacy response when console will be getting this game update. So yesterday, SimGuruNick tweeted, "Happy Patch Day. These patch notes are huge. So many fixes. Spellcaster eyes, Mac OS crashing in gallery, harvestables disappearing, broken freelancer tasks, and so much more. Let me know about any issues you see. Happy simming." So up here is essentially the overview for the update, which essentially talked about the fact that we had the 5th anniversary this year and that there's no signs of slowing down. We got one of the most highly requested expansion packs, Discover University, and the fact that we have another community stuff project just recently launched, where our collective votes will be deciding the path of yet another pack coming to The Sims 4. And also the fact that the 20th anniversary of the Sims franchise is just over the horizon, so that's coming very soon. Today's update has been influenced by you as well. We set aside time to specifically address issues that you've let us know are important to your in-game experience, and we hope the long list of fixes and improvements you'll find below will lead to many hours of fun playing The Sims 4. In addition, we've squeezed in a few unplanned extras we hope you'll enjoy. Not only have we added some new music tracks to the game, we've also converted a number of hairstyles to now be available for children and toddlers. While the adult versions of these styles will remain exclusive to whichever pack they originally came from, we hope you'll all enjoy these additional options for your Sims little ones. And the fact that they'll be taking a short break to enjoy the holidays is how it is ended. So with respect to the new music, we got 4 new pieces of music added to the alternative station. Nicknames, 4 a.m., prom dress, and win you over. Details are obviously up there on the screen. The other thing not mentioned in those notes there is that we also got a Baby Yoda statue, which can be found under statues for decorative items. And you can search, obviously, I would expect using the child statue, but if you search Baby Yoda, you'll also find it. So moving on, here are the new hairstyles. We got, I think, 12 in total for children, and you can see these ones are on the screen for the girls. There are a couple that overlap between the boys and the girls, but of course the girls did get more than the boys, but you can always just clear the field and use whatever you wish as you see appropriate. So there you can see, and that's going to be the last little girl's hair, which is also one of the boys' hairstyles. And so there's that one. I don't actually know off the top of my head which pack these come from, even though I do know that one I think is cats and dogs or something like that. But anyways, and that looks like Get Together to me. But sometimes some of the hairs look a little similar between the packs, so we'll have to see. And there's that one for the toddlers, and that was the only little boy toddler hair. And then there's 2 other hairs that are for little girls, and the little girls, I'm not sure if that other one was considered for little girls because I have them cleared there. So just as a reminder, here is the tweet that SimGuruNick shared recently with the list of things that were popular or top community reported bugs. Not all of these things were fixed with the December 12th game update, but I'd say more than half of them were. So I'm going to have the patch notes running in the background, but I'm just going to touch on a handful of the things that are noted there. So on this very first page, there are actually 3 things I'm going to touch on. They fixed an issue where Mac OS simmers could crash when accessing the gallery. They also fixed an issue where nice or high quality harvestables would disappear from Sims inventories after traveling or save loading the game. So that was a very hot topic on EA Answer headquarters. It had a lot of Me Too's and a lot of comments from people who this was affecting. They did try to make it retroactive, but they had no luck with that, but it should be working going forward. And child Sims will now be able to enjoy quick meals again. So if you want your child to eat some cereal before they go to school, or perhaps have a glass of orange juice, they should be able to do that again. Now on the second page, with respect to the base game, there was some issues where if you added a sim to an existing household via the Create a Sim stories, it would take away money from the household. That has been fixed. And there were some issues where fires within fires would not be able to be extinguished, and that's supposed to be fixed. And there were some error code issues that should be fixed too. If you were trying to save, if you had that 510 error code, that should be fixed. Households downloaded from the gallery should now have their starting funds set to the correct amount and not just the 20,000 base game amount, which is usually for one sim. And you can see a whole bunch more things up there on the screen. Next is Forget to Work and City Living. Aliens should now appear as expected in photo thumbnails and no longer display their disguised forms when they are not in disguise. Under City Living, they have Sims with a shrewd reward that weren't as shrewd as they thought they were, now should get their money. I didn't actually realize that was tied to City Living because that's a base game thing that you get for completing the fortune aspiration, but that's a good thing that that's been fixed. A lot of my Sims have that trait, so hopefully it's retroactive and it'll count for those too. Now for seasons, there was a whole page there you can see. There was fixes to do with gnomes. You can see a bunch of them, and one that sort of goes with Realm of Magic, the Mandrake and Valerian root plants. You'd get a message that it was too cold if it was freezing outside, but now they can plant them when they're if they're indoors, they can be planted. Well, that was the issue, that you'd try and plant it inside and it would tell you it was too cold, and that really shouldn't be happening. Now the next page is Get Famous and Island Living, and fixed an issue where odd job tasks were not able to be completed with Island Living. I've seen quite a few people commenting about that, so that's good that that's been fixed. But you can see that there were some other ones. Of course, we got a lot of Island Living bug fixes in the last big game update. Not the emergency one, but the one that preceded it earlier in November. Now for Discovery University, there were a lot of bug fixes. I mean, it did just come out, so this is to be expected. So I'm going to touch on a few of these again. Sims will no longer be accused of cheating on their coursework or homework if they don't actually cheat. There were some error messages. If NPC had a baby in a dorm, you would get this 104 error message, so that's been fixed. They addressed some feedback that getting A's was too easy. Please be aware that your sim will have to complete the coursework in order to consistently get good grades. I can't say I've seen people complaining about getting A's as being easy. If anything, it's been the opposite. But oh well, hopefully it doesn't make it too hard to get them. One thing I had seen people complaining about or seen the report about is that students were autonomously taunting each other about university superiority, which would, break really good relationships because they just do it on their own. That's supposed to be fixed and is only supposed to happen in certain circumstances, which are up there on the screen. And one other one is roommates should no longer bring food home every time they return. So hopefully they bring it home a little bit. But I know in my one dorm, there's so much food stacked up. It's like ridiculous. But it was nice for them to bring some food occasionally. So hopefully they still can. And term papers will now always count towards the course's final grade. So at least that's going to help offset the fact that they've made it not so easy anymore. So on to the next one. You can see there's some Create Sim things that are up there. Active Sims should no longer get the not enough exercise tense buff if they've enrolled in the soccer football after school activity or choose to juggle a soccer football ball. So, that is fitness, so it shouldn't be counting as a fitness activity. And now it is. And make offering to sprites interaction should no longer be unavailable if you only have harvestables in your inventory. So here's another list of things for Discovery University that you can see here on the page. And the one that I have to say I've seen people having an issue with is the sprites appearing around the sim after they left the secret societies. So the fact that that's been fixed, I'm sure will make many people happy. Moving on, we have some fixes for Outdoor Retreat, Spa Day, and Dine Out. So for Spa Day, they fixed an issue where Sims did not have the option to take bath with soaks or take mud baths on shower tub combinations. So that's been fixed. I can confirm that. I've tried that, but there is a little issue with them still. And I'll talk about that when I talk about a new issue since the game update. Vampires, Jungle Adventures, and Strangerville are up there on the screen. One thing that I know some people probably liked is that Influence Emotions interaction will no longer be available to vampires that have not yet unlocked this perk. So if you were taking advantage of the fact that you had that, even though you hadn't unlocked the perk, unfortunately that has been fixed and is not going to be available anymore, according to this patch note. So here's the Realm of Magic list, and there's a few things on there. A couple of them were actually on SimGuru Nick's list. I don't remember all of them, but the occult eyes would not properly apply to spellcasters. That's been fixed. Unplayed NPCs not living in Glimmerbrook will no longer appear in Glimmerbrook performing magic. I don't remember if that was on his list, but I know I've seen a lot of people asking about that. Spellcasters would not complete the Learn a Spell goal. That's been fixed. Spellcasters with a Knowledge is Magic perk will now be able to complete the Finish Reading 3 Books aspiration goal. So those are things that are pretty popular that I have seen quite often. And one more page of Realm of Magic fixes up there on the screen. Sims on cursed lots will no longer always catch fire in all attempts while using the fireplace or the stove. I'm not actually sure why that's a Realm of Magic fix, because the cursed lot trait comes with city living, but oh well, it's been fixed. And spellcaster Sims can now clean potty messes, child messes, and kitty litter messes by casting Scrubberoo. I'd have to say, I haven't tried the child messes, but I had tried the other two before the game fix, and yes, it didn't work. I did the kitty litter one after the game fix, and it worked. Yay! And there's been some fixes with respect to mischief that are up there on the page, as well as some others. So there's a fun fix with Perfect Patio, Romantic Garden, some new careers. Sims can now wish for a promotion on the wishing well, and some issues with clothes for backyard stuff. And with our final page, touches on Vintage Glamour and Moschino, you can see them there. There's some issues with butlers that were supposed to be fixed, and for Moschino you see a couple, but one I've experienced myself was emotional auras and photographs can now be toggled on or off, and I tested that, and indeed you can. So moving on to some impact or lack of impact of today's game update with mods, and this is for any just regular mods, none of the 18 plus mods. Deaderpool shared that today's EA update and MCCC, that 6.6.3 still works fine with it. That is the most recent version, so if you're using MCCC and you're on the standard edition of the game, that's what you should be using. And they also say if you are having any problems to contact them on their Discord. With respect to Little Miss Sam's mods, you can see up there were some that were broken, but she has already fixed them. The wrench icon mods, there's some small issues and the creator was hoping to get it fixed before Monday. And for Scarlett's mods here, there were a few that have had updates for the patch. You can see them up on the screen. All the rest should be fine and you shouldn't need to do any updates. And those are the main ones that I have seen anything about with respect to mods. But as always, if you're having problems, you should go back and check with your mod creators to see if they have any new ones. I have not seen anything with respect to UI Cheats extension, which I know is another popular mod. So my understanding is that it is working fine. So make sure you have the most recent version of that and it should be working fine with your game. So moving on to some new issues since the update, which there are two main ones that I'm going to talk about. One is that the tub shower combos are broken. I know they were fixed in the update with respect to being able to do those special spa tub baths, but now if you shower, your hygiene doesn't go up. If you have a bath or if you have a spa type bath, that will work, but a shower in a tub shower combination will not raise your Sim's hygiene. So you can see that report up there on the screen, and at the time of when I got this clip, this photo, 75 people had already reported that they'd had that problem, which is a lot given that this is just since the game update. So at the time it was like 12 hours after the patch went live. So that's a lot of people having that issue. And the other one, which doesn't have as many reports but still has a few, is that the game only runs in 3 times speed for some people. So they're looking for saves to try and figure out what the problem is. I will, of course, link to both of these issues in the description down below. So if you're having either of these issues, you should go and add your Me Too's. And in the second case, they're looking for saves because they're trying to investigate to see what is causing the problem. Because not everyone is having that problem. Obviously, we don't know that everyone's having the tub shower combination problem, but it seems more consistent. Anyone I've asked seems to have that issue. I don't have this issue, fingers crossed, so far about the running in 3 times speed, but it is still pretty popular and there are quite a few. You can see that 18 people had that problem already when I got that screenshot. So moving on again to SimGuruLegacy and his comment about when console is getting it. They don't actually have a date as to when it's going to be out, but they are going to be making their way over to those on console. He did confirm that the fixes are coming. He also confirmed that it's not going to be out before Discover University comes out. So if you're struggling through the issues and some of the issues that affected Discover University, you will get them, but hopefully, because they fixed them for, PC Mac, hopefully you'll get them soon. That's all I can hope. Fingers crossed. And just as a reminder, the Maxis Monthly is going to be next Monday, December 16th at 11 a.m. Pacific. I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about it, but it does mean that whatever the new big announcement, it does seem to indicate that whatever the big announcement is for 2019, it's not something that we're getting. So I'm kind of surprised and kind of wondering still what it is, and even more so not having my expectations very high, because I was thinking that this game update was going to come next week after the Maxis Monthly with whatever new thing was possibly coming. But so I guess we'll find out more on Monday, whatever that is going to be. If you're on console, Discover University is coming soon to you guys, December 17th, so look out for that. And that's going to be it for this video. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye! This has been Jennifer. If you have any comments or suggestions, please leave them below. I'd love to see them. If you liked the video, please leave a like. And if you'd like to see more videos of challenge, let's plays, tutorials, and occasional speed builds, please subscribe if you haven't already done so. Thanks very much!